Alright guys, so I am in the process of hooking up this mini split for our power building here. We put this sealer on the floor yesterday. I'm not sure I like this because it really picks up the shoe prints now. So, I don't know, Lisa suggested putting a rug down, but I don't think that's going to help much because unless we take our shoes off at the entrance, it's not really going to do anything. Alright guys, so here we are at the outside unit. I've got the vacuum pump hooked up and I've pulled this thing down to -30 and I've kind of temporarily hooked up power. The cord they included is way too short, so I'm going to have to extend this cord out a little bit to come into here, end up with a little drip loop and whatnot. But and then I've got an extension cord hooked onto it currently. It's only supposed to draw like 10 amps tops, and so even this little cord will be plenty enough power for it. So basically the next thing we need to do is, I already loosened these up a little bit, but take these covers off to get at the valves. And what you do is use a hex key and just open these guys up. So there's pressure going into them. And you just kind of turn it until it stops. But lightly. Don't crank on it, you know. And then we'll get our low pressure side open. Okay, now we can come around here and you see we went from -30 to about 240-ish. Alright, so back inside, I've got the remote control here. Let's see if we can get there we go. Got it set to cool at 70 degrees, and then we'll hit the power button. Ooh, I hear the outside unit kick in. And the inside's on. And now let's go out and look at this guy. So it's pretty quiet. Pressure has gone way down, but I'm guessing it's going to go back up. Yep, there it goes. Compressor's running now. Oh yeah, it's running. The high pressure side is just cold. Oh yeah, that's working. Can you feel it? Alright guys, so we're about to start bringing stuff into the building here, and I decided I should hook up the outlets before we put shelves in front of them. And went to wire up the first one and I was like, what the heck? These little holes for the, push-in wire connectors have restrictors in them, so you can only get a 14 gauge wire in there. I mean, yeah, it's a 15 amp outlet, but why would you restrict us to 14 gauge? It's like, I'm putting 12 gauge in because I want it to be more than I need. Doesn't make well, we have a new problem with the Nissan here. This heater hose busted off. They have this wonderful little plastic manifold, and so you can see it busted off in there. I think what I'm going to try to do though is just replace the little part back here with a straight piece of hose. I think like a 3/4 inch hose will fit on that, on the outlet from the heater core. And then I'm just going to put a T in there, and this is already a hose here, so that can just hook onto the T. And then down in there, you probably can't see it very well, but it basically goes to a metal pipe or tube that then goes down and hooks onto a rubber hose down below. So what I'm thinking about doing is just running a rubber hose the whole way up, because there's no exhaust manifold or anything else for it to get in the way of, and I can always kind of run it, you know, behind the air conditioning tubes there, so that it doesn't rattle around too much. So I think that's probably the way I'm going to go, because I can do it for, you know, less than 10 bucks versus the $200 to buy a new piece of plastic that's going to break again with the roads being as bumpy as they are. Because what happens is the engine moves around as you hit bumps and whatnot, and you probably can't see this at all, but well, maybe see this hose connects down onto the block, and it's got tension on it, so it's constantly working to break that piece of plastic. So, you know, God, look how dirty that thing is. Well, look at this. It's probably one of the nicest nights I've seen for quite a while. There's almost no wind, just a very, very slight breeze, and perfect temperatures. Oh, our air conditioner works splendid as well. Had that building down to 62 degrees, and it was only drawing a couple hundred watts when it was just maintaining that. And it keeps the compressor going all the time. Ooh, look, there's a bunny behind that little bush. Oh, 2 of them. Look at that. Little kids playing. But it keeps the compressor going like all the time, but it's just drawing a very little amount of power. Oh wow, there's 3 of them. I didn't even see the 3rd one there. Huh. See how close we can get before they take off. Oh, they're already. Yep. Alright guys, well, we'll see you in the next one.